Okay, there you go. Guess who's back? Back again. Oh shit! I didn't mean to do that. Alright, hold up. I'm gonna. Oh, or react to YouTube videos because I'm bored.
I have a confession to make, guys. I told you months ago that when I built a crazy, over-the-top, $10,000 plus computer that I would actually use it. And, well, I haven't not used it, but I'm not completely using it either. This video is going to be about actually making use of Riptide. Excellent! Don't let the size fool you though. There's a Core i9-9900K CPU and an RTX 2080 Ti in the Corsair One i160, kept chilly with convection-assisted cooling and separate closed loops for the CPU and GPU. There's also a Corsair One i140 with an i7-9700K and an RTX 2080, so click the sponsor link in the video description to learn more. So I'm in the computer room today, and Hero is chilling down there below me, so if you hear him snoring, it's okay, he's peaceful and nice down there. But Riptide, I built a stand for it. I did a multi-part video series on it last summer, from the inception to the construction to the water cooling to the upgrades in the future. A ton of work gone into setting up the RGB lighting on this system, and I'm really happy with how everything turned out. And I was pretty much ready to start using it, except I wanted to make this video about using it. So there was certain setup stuff that I didn't do with it completely, like setting up the RAID, because I was waiting to make this video. At the same time though, I make lots of videos, and I have this other computer behind me that I had previously set up to render all my videos and do editing and stuff like that, and I kept relying and reverting back to that just to get work done instead of completely switching over to Riptide. So today I have 3 demos that I'm going to share with you guys. The first is going to be a setup demo for that RAID storage configuration. I have a bunch of SSDs. It's actually all SSD storage on the upper system in this build, since there's 2 actual systems in there, including a FreeNAS. So I need to figure out how exactly all those are going to be configured, set up the RAID configuration, maybe do some quick testing on that too to see how fast the drives actually are. Second is going to be a more practical demonstration of rendering a video on this system, Riptide, versus the old system back here, which by the way has a 7820X and 32 gigs of DDR4 memory. And then the third one, as always in these types of videos, I want to play some video games. And since this system has 2 1080 Ti's in water-cooled configuration and SLI, I'm going to play some games on those 2 at the end in 4K at, well, 60 Hz, because I've got 4K 60 Hz monitors here behind me. Before any of that though, if you guys don't want to go back and watch the old Riptide videos, here's a quick recap on the hardware that is actually installed there. So the system was mostly built around the case, which is the Corsair Obsidian 1000D, which is the largest and most elaborate case that Corsair has ever put together for mass production. It has tempered glass everywhere, and it fits 2 systems, one in the top part and one down in the bottom part that can be a mini ITX system. So the mini ITX system at the bottom I configured as a NAS. It is actually running FreeNAS, and it's based on an AMD Ryzen 5 2400G processor that has a Vega 11 GPU integrated. The cooler is a Noctua NHL12S low-profile cooler, and the motherboard is an Asus ROG Strix X470-i Gaming. For memory, it has 2 16-gig sticks for 32 gigs total of Corsair Dominator Platinum DDR4. I am potentially going to be switching this out for ECC memory at some point in the future, but I haven't gotten to that project yet. For hard drives for the NAS, we have 4 8TB WD Red spinning mechanical hard drives, and those are down in the lower bay. This case can actually only fit 4 standard 3.5-inch mechanical drives in its default configuration, so I maxed out that space with all 4 drives for 32 terabytes total in the NAS. FreeNAS is then running on an Intel Optane 32GB SSD that's installed in an M.2 slot, and then I have a Corsair Force MP500 120GB NVMe SSD, and that is running as a cache drive for the FreeNAS setup, and there's a separate video on the FreeNAS setup if you want to check that out. Lastly, the power supply for that system is a Corsair SF600 SFX power supply. Power supply for the big system is a Corsair AX1600i 1600 watt 80 plus titanium rated power supply. Going down to the rest of the specs for the upper system, we have an Asus Zenith Extreme X399 motherboard, a AMD Ryzen Threadripper 2970X, that's the 24 core 48 thread Threadripper CPU. It's not the 32 core version, but 24 cores and 48 threads are still plenty enough for me. There's about $500 worth of fans in this system, all Corsair LL Series 120 and 140 millimeter fans that you can see across the front as well as the back and the top radiator. For memory, there's an absolutely insane 128 gig kit of Corsair Vengeance RGB. That's a DDR4 3200 rated, although I have been having some trouble running it at that rated speed. The graphics cards are dual Asus ROG Strix GTX 1080 Ti's. Everything that is water-cooled is pretty much water-cooled by AlphaCool. The GPU blocks, the pumps,
the RADs, the reservoirs. Only thing that's not is the monoblock that's on the motherboard. That is from EK, the specially designed monoblock for the Asus Zenith Extreme. And lastly, there is the storage in the separate drive, and this is where there's a lot, and there's several things that have been added over time. For the main operating system drive, I'm running off the Corsair Neutron NX500, which is a 400 gig PCIe NVMe SSD, which is kind of tucked in there between the graphics cards. For additional fast storage, I have two Samsung 970 EVO 1 terabyte NVMe SSDs, and those are on the little riser card that Asus provides called DIMM.2. There's a couple 2 terabyte SanDisk Ultra SATA SSDs. There's a couple 480 gigabyte Corsair Force LE SATA SSDs, and then there's a Corsair Force MP500 960 gig M.2 NVMe SSD that's installed as well down in the actual M.2 slot on the motherboard. So altogether, I've got about 7.5 terabytes of SSD storage in this system, some SATA, some NVMe. A lot of it is very, very fast. Some of it I'm going to be configuring in RAID 0 configurations, and some of it I'm just going to leave as is. For long-term storage, I'm going to be transferring everything over the network to the FreeNAS, and then I still will probably be using long-term storage by copying stuff to external mechanical drives like I have right here. I've been doing that for way too long, though. I need a better solution. Let's set up some RAID. Most of the RAID setups I've done are on Intel systems. This is an AMD system. There are some slight differences. Fortunately, I've pulled up a quick setup guide over here, so I'm going to be hopefully diving through that to figure out what the heck is going on. First thing we're going to need to go is go to our SATA configuration. This is what I'm already aware of, and switch from AHCI to RAID. That should allow us to set up RAID for all of our SATA connected drives, the 4 SSDs, 2 500 gig ones, 2 terabyte ones. Next up over here in the advanced tab, we want to head down to AMD PBS, and we're going to switch NVMe RAID mode to enabled, and that will help us too. The instructions also have some information in the AMD CBS tab, but that's not there anymore, and it does seem like our SATA controller is enabled. So the funny thing about this guide is it's made for the standard UEFI BIOS settings, but Asus has gone in and moved some things around and changed stuff to their preferences. So I basically found everything from this guide that I could and changed it, and then I just went through all of the other advanced options and I looked for anything related to SATA or CSM, and I changed everything that I think should have been changed. Oh wait, look, there's CSM. CSM support should be enabled. All right, well that's good. UEFI and legacy, that's good too. So these settings look good to me. I'm going to save changes and reset, and then there should be a pre-boot environment that I can get into by pushing a shortcut key. That's usually how this works. All right, well, as I sort of feared, the RAID setup was a bit more confusing than anticipated. Fortunately, I've made my way through it with some help, some outside help. I want to give it a shout out to Go Step Film Pro, who posted on the Asus ROG forums a walkthrough of a situation very similar to my own. That was really helpful. And also Eber Anthony from Hardware Canucks. He did a video back in 2017 where he went through the RAID setup process. I think he got some help from Wendell from Level 1 Techs as well. So thanks to all you guys. By referencing those materials, I was able to figure out pretty much what was going wrong. After going through the UEFI and trying as hard as I could to find all of the RAID and SATA and NVMe configurations things that I could, I didn't find them all. I was able to set RAID mode for the NVMe drives as well as for SATA, but for some reason the utility that you're supposed to be able to access from the UEFI just was never there. I'm running the latest version of the Asus Zenith Extreme BIOS and everything, so not sure what the deal was there, but managed to get it figured out from within Windows 10 and mostly by using Device Manager. When it comes to your drivers for the devices, you're going to have drivers for the disk drives themselves, and you're also going to have drivers for the storage controllers. I basically had to download AMD's SATA RAID driver software, and then I had to go through in Device Manager and either re-recognize or update the drivers for all of the storage controllers to make them AMD RAID bottom devices, because, who doesn't want to be a bottom? And then also the disk drives themselves, not for the SATA drives, but for the NVMe SSDs. After doing all that, going through a system restart, I was then able to install the actual utility, which is called RAID Expert 2. That wasn't initially installing because it was giving me an error saying I booted it off an NVMe drive, so running that software would break it, and then I wouldn't be able to boot anymore. Fortunately, going through the other stuff first allowed me to do this. Once I did that, it went through the installation after hanging for a little bit, and then I was able to launch up this web interface, and this gives us, fortunately, a layout of all the drives. So we can see our Corsair Force LE drives, we can see our SanDisk 2 terabyte drives, we can see the Force MP500 and the Neutron NX500, as well as the two Samsung 970s. 970. So all of our drives are here. That's really good. We can see the drives I'm already using. The Force MP500 disk 5 has already been assigned drive letter E, and then drive letter C has been assigned to the Neutron NX500, the 400 gig version of that, because that's what I installed Windows onto. So we have 3 RAIDs to set up, and I think I'm just going to go RAID 0 with everything. Max speed. I'll have all my data backed up elsewhere, so I can let's just see how fast these can be. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is initialize all the drives that are not currently initialized. That is my SanDisks, my Corsairs, my Samsungs. Let's go ahead and initialize. Yeah. Next, let's create a RAID array. I want to do a RAID 0. I want to select I got to select the disks up here. Just name this 1 terabyte Force LE RAID 0. And then we'll just repeat that process for the other drives as well. These other SATA drives are SanDisks, so this is going to be a 4 terabyte SanDisk RAID 0. And one more with our NVMe drives, Samsung 970s. This will be a 2 terabyte Samsung 970 RAID 0. Look at that. Gorgeous. All right, so my arrays are created, but we're not going to be able to view them in Windows quite yet. We can still only see those first 2 drives. We need to go over to Disk Management, and then we should be able to, oh, there we go. We can initialize those 3 new disks, which have been created. They're virtual disks created by the RAID arrays. We'll go ahead and let it do that for all of them, and then we'll just create partitions on those 3 drives too. All right, so my storages should now be configured, and there they all are. 1 terabyte Force LE, that's 2 480 gig drives, that's just a 960 gig. The 4 terabyte SanDisk RAID 0, 2 terabyte drives, and the 2 terabyte 970 EVO NVMe RAID 0. Look at all that space, so much room for activities. Let's see how fast these are. So here's some quick test results with Crystal Disk Mark going and testing my 3 RAID arrays. So starting on the top left is the D drive, which is the 2 Corsair Force LE 480 gig SSDs. We're getting about 1100 megabytes per second reads and just a little bit less than that when it comes to sequential writes. So good performance, that's what you would expect from 2 good SATA SSDs put together in RAID. IOPS are over here on the right as well if you guys want to check those out. Next up is the F drive here, which is the 2 SanDisk 2 terabyte SSDs that are in RAID 0. These are still SATA SSDs, so we're seeing real similar performance, close to 1100 megabytes per second reads, just shy of 1000 megabytes per second write. So the write speed here is a little bit slower, although it was a little bit faster in some of the 4K tests, which are down here below. Again, IOPS are here on the right side. Overall, got a little bit higher score than the 2 480 gig drives, but finally we have the big jump up from the 2 Samsung 970 EVOs, so 5855 megabytes per second reads, just over 5000 megabytes per second rates. Real good performance. IOPS over here on the right. This is a little bit less than you'd see with the utility like Iometer, which you can sort of use to find the perfect range to get maximum IOP performance, but also since we're looking at a RAID configuration, there's going to be a little bit of overhead there as well, so that will hurt overall IOPS performance too. So what I'm not 100% sure of right now is whether this is going to do me a lot of good, these massive sequential read and write numbers here. Given that the 4K numbers aren't all that much better than a single SSD, I might just go with those 2 individual rather than combined together, but we'll see how that goes in the future. Finally, I did a test on the standalone NVMe drive. That's the Corsair Force MP500. So this is a just M.2 NVMe as well. We can see it wasn't too far off of our dual Samsung 970 EVO configuration. So my next test is actually the most important one as far as actually using this system because it's rendering. Rendering with Adobe Premiere, which is a software that I use to render most of my videos. By the way, there is gardening going on right outside the window. I apologize, but I have to do this because there's actually a test going on right now. My test is side-by-side rendering on both systems to see how much faster Riptide is than the old system I'm using before, which again uses a 7820X, so it's got 8 cores and 16 threads. We're dealing with 3 times the amount of cores and threads on Riptide, 24 cores and 48 threads. So maybe that means it will be 3 times as fast. Long story short, yes. Pretty much. Let me quickly talk about the tests as set up because it's actually still going on the system on the left here, it has finished on Riptide with a time of 9 minutes and 23 seconds. What I am actually doing is encoding a 4K video, 3840 by 2160 at 29.97 FPS, progressive scan H.264 encoding with a target bitrate of 42 megabits per second. And we're still rendering on the system on the left, so I'll have to tell you what this ends up being, but it's already been going for over 20 minutes, and again, this one on the right finished in 9 minutes and 23 seconds. While that's still going though, I'm going to talk about the UEFI settings on Riptide because that's one of the things that kind of took me the most time to get figured out, specifically memory. We have 128 gigs, 8 DIMMs of memory, and with Ryzen it can be challenging to get your memory to run at a faster speed. The memory is rated for 3200 speed. I ended up deciding to dial it back to 2933, which is still a good speed for Ryzen. Let's take a quick look at what I did in order to get those settings. Actually, before I close this, let's talk about the actual performance while it was rendering. Across all cores, it was running at 3.5 gigahertz, a little bit higher than 3.5 gigahertz. It's actually going up to 4.1, 4.1.5 gigahertz on a single core at a time, so it's getting nice single core performance in there as well. But 24 cores at 3.5 gigahertz, and that's just with the stock frequency. That was super nice. And then when it comes to temperatures, it was running in the high 40s, maybe hitting the low 50s from time to time. It peaked at 55.8 degrees Celsius on the die, so that's very good temperatures there. Again, with so many cores and threads going in the same system, so that was pretty cool. Our memory usage peaked at about 38 gigabytes, so still plenty of headroom available there. Now let's dive into the UEFI settings though. Yes, my old system is still working on that render, but here's a quick look at my UEFI settings in Extreme Tweaker. I'm leaving most stuff at auto because I didn't want to mess with the CPU overclock too much. I was originally trying to hit that higher DDR4 frequency of 3200. I ended up dialing it back to 2933. I might still push for 3000, but 2933 really isn't that far off from there. Beyond that, I went with manual settings for the SoC voltage as well as the DRAM voltage, and then in the DRAM timings, I did loosen them up, so we're at cast latency 17 right now. Well guys, the old system finally finished rendering that project out with a total time of 27 minutes and 37 seconds, which is right about 3 times as long as Riptide took, so I guess that's a result right there. With more cores and more threads, you get faster rendering with software that takes advantage of all the cores and threads, of course. Now, in case you're wondering, the right panel here is, for one, a TN panel. It's not as nice of a panel as the panel on the left. I actually have both of these set up so I can sort of compare and contrast one to the other when I'm looking at my work. I have a nicer, high color depth IPS monitor on the left. I can also bring it over to this not quite as good of contrast monitor on the right to see what it might look like for people who don't have monitors that cost more money, but it's also running at 1080p, and that is because I am passing it through my notebook down here in order to capture the stuff I've been showing you on screen with the UEFI BIOS and the tests I've been running. Now, the last part of this video is going to be gaming, and I'm just going to play some games, show some stats on screen, and share a few clips of those with you guys, because I just want to play some games on this system. But before I get to that, I wanted to talk about pros and cons now that I've had this system set up and been using it for a little while. Pros are, of course, all of the awesome stuff that you guys have seen. The system itself, it looks awesome. It's quite pretty, I think, with the LEDs, the custom sleeve cables. I really like this sort of stand that Joe and I built for it, which turned out really nice, I think, as well. It kind of keeps it up off the ground, but at a level where I can still get a view at it, especially those pumps. The fact that I can see the water flowing in the pumps as I'm using it is just nice peace of mind for me, because I've had pumps die on water-cooled systems before, and that's something I want to keep an eye out for. I'd say the cons to this system are going to be flexibility when it comes to upgrades and swapping things out in the future. This is a very flexible system when it comes to water-cooled systems in general. That's why I used so many quick disconnects and tried to make it somewhat easy to get in there to modulate or modify things if I need to. But at the same time, that NAS system that's down in the bottom is really wedged in there. If I wanted to do any work on that, it would be a lot of effort to get it out of there. And then I think functionally there have been 2 main areas of concern. One was getting it stable in the first place, and that was mainly to do with running the memory at higher frequencies. I wanted to do that, but with so many DIMMs in there, it's challenging to get it stable. I think I'm okay for right now. I might still tweak and tune it a little bit more in the future, but for the time being, as a system that I'm going to be doing most of my work on, I think it's okay. The second thing is some instability. I think that has to do with the Corsair iCUE software. That's still been being developed, and they actually just did a new version of it right before I shot this video. But I've noticed, for one, that if the system goes to sleep, the iCUE software just completely stops functioning. The colors change, the fans all spin at the high speed. I have to shut the system down and start it back up again. Hopefully that's something that can be fixed in the future. I've also noticed that it likes to sync up everything you have connected. So I've got my Corsair mouse right here, my M65, which is a mouse I really like. It keeps resetting it back to some default setting with really high DPI, so the mouse moves really slow. So I keep having to switch it back from that. That's kind of an annoyance, but I'll probably be able to mess with the software a little bit and figure that out. On the plus side, it has synced up the LEDs on the mouse, which I never did myself with the color scheme that I have on there. So the iCUE software, I have to give it credit for being as flexible as it is to do all this stuff, but still working out some kinks in the background. Guys, let me know what you think of this video and this entire series, by the way. It's been a long time coming. The game I actually played is Apex Legends because it's a pretty fun game right now, and I was actually loading up OBS at the same time to see if I could do 4K, 60 FPS gaming and capturing at the same time. Unfortunately, Apex doesn't seem to take advantage of SLI very much at this time, at least not with this configuration. So unfortunately, the frame rate wasn't all that great at 4K. I was struggling to hit at 60 FPS in a few situations, so I turned the settings down to medium. Beyond that, I was just messing with different OBS settings, trying X264 in order to capture 4K 60 FPS at the same time. Unfortunately, I didn't get like a perfect solution for that. I think I'm getting closer to something good. I did get one set of captures that were pretty nice, not too terribly choppy. I think this is something I might revisit in the future, just looking for the perfect settings for 4K 60 frames per second capturing while you're gaming and playing something that has a lot of movement involved. Unfortunately, the game I did the best in, because I was being carried by two other guys, is the game that did not capture very well. I was trying the new NV encoder setting, and it's very new, and it ended up being just freeze frames for most of it. But we were second to last eliminated there, and that was pretty fun. Hey, that was fun. I should game more often. I actually have been gaming more often. It's been great for mental health and everything. But moving back to this, there's one last thing that I wanted to do before I close this video. It has to do with the computer tucked
I
right
just
there on the
watched
left.
this
It's
for
connected to the
22 minutes and he just told me that he just only played Apex. Yeah, please. What the fuck? Skyrim 5,000 mods. Okay. Chad, do you know how bored I am? Hold on, let me change that. Move. It means a black screen. Cosmic, shut up. Damn. Disabled retard, shut up. Jesus Christ, I'm trying to watch videos. What do you mean? It's not black screen. You're just disabled, Cosmic. Fucking idiot. You're actually dumb, Cosmic. No. Know what I'm saying? You're just dumb. You're just dumb. I'm gonna freaking put you in timeout. Watch your mouth, midget. Look, see, it's working. I'm watching YouTube videos. That's a nice motherboard. Hey, what is wrong with that water block? Mm-mm. How to pick the right video card.
Graphics cards. How do you choose? Origin PC builds high-performance custom PCs for gamers and professionals backed by a
Origin.
24/7
I knew it.
US-based support team. Their award-winning high-end PCs offer the latest and best components for gaming and workstations. Origin PC also created exclusive desktop designs including Millennium and Genesis desktops with patented variable mounting technology, and now offer a new lineup of laptops with GeForce RTX graphics cards. Customize your own Origin PC desktop or laptop with the Samsung 970 EVO Plus NVMe SSD, featuring read speeds of up to 3,500 megabytes per second and write speeds up to 3,300 megabytes per second.
Okay,
For
that
more
makes
info on
sense.
Origin PC systems and the Samsung 970 EVO Plus SSD, click what kind of graphics card you want for your system. So hopefully today we can answer some of those questions. Now, if you're an
Shoot the
advanced user,
potato.
I know you already know this. I know you're like, Jay, I already know this stuff. Well, then why are you even watching this video? The title says something along the lines of Noob's Guide to Buying a GPU. Are you a noob? Did you click it? Well, that's on you. Now, it's first important to understand.
Yo. Oh, brain cells. Dude, my back hurts. Chat, shut up. You guys talk too much. Oh god. Dude, my metabolism is way too high, dude. I literally just digested that food, didn't even feel anything move. Starts in one day. Starts in one day.
We're gonna skate one song only. Lady Hum.
Dude, if that account didn't get banned, I would have been. I would have the season 2 glider on me right now. That's tilting.
I was thinking about the music for our routine.
I'm legit sweat. Please no. Man, I want to play Battle Royale. Oh, I got in.
Check up my ghetto megalo.
We go chat, Omega.
Leave me alone, I'm getting like quad scenes alone. Leave me alone. Let me join. I have a little delay on my thing right now.
Oh my god. You ain't got no campfires?
Yeah, I just can't pop him right now. This guy's spraying me. Bro, I can't build. Are they double teaming for real?
It look like it, don't it?
Oh.
Yeah, for real. I can't hit it! Peace out, brothers.
This dude's IQ's in negatives.
There we go, now they're shooting each other. Let's go, hurry up.
She's
Give me
dead.
healies.
Shoot him! Shoot him out. Shoot him out, he's falling down. Oh, a negative
Edit
IQ.
it, bop. When he jumped.
This dude literally just waterfalled up a mountain and he hasn't done anything about it.
He's gonna catch him.
Edit, dude.
I was ready, bro.
Edit,
Ooh,
please.
okay, you boxing too.
Alright, alright, hey.
Okay, who high ground?
Okay.
Ooh, he said that's his high ground, okay? You say that's his high ground. Show him who's the daddy.
Oh my god, bro. It's whoever like.
Y'all about to die.
Oh!
Feels bad, man.
Bro. I was close, It was really just whoever like got that
She
last
shot him
shot
down
off,
when he was
but-
falling. When he's trying to waterfall off the mountain, she shot him out.
Yeah, I was just like,
He had all the
EU,
chance,
NA West, bro.
It's NA West.
It's all good, it's all
no
good. I'm
one.
coming back. That's not the last time you see me. Yo, we gotta reset, I think. You know what? I'm down for one more. That was a good game. Is God's in here?
Yeah.
I'm in town.
Oh my god, I'm getting double teamed. Help! I got double teamed. That was so bad. Accept my friend request, please. Senor Savage, bro. You gotta leave a like and sub, bro. Godly, when you die, just reset, right?
No. No, back.
Did you die?
What's up,
Did you
banana?
die? Go outside for that day.
You're going against bananas.
Bro, Buster Beanie is like one health. Someone just axe this man. I have to do this. Guys, make sure everyone subs and likes. I will not accept it unless you guys sub and like. I'm sorry guys, but this is how it is. I have 3 friend requests. Make sure you guys are all subs and likes.
Bro.
We got 13 people in the stream. We got 1,820 subs.
Who's about to die to this?
Do you ever have to double tap to build?
Bro, I can't edit, bro.
Nah, I just have turbo build on, so I can just. I literally don't have to even tap it sometimes.
Edit.
Ambu Hyper, can I join? Yeah, bro, leave a like and sub. Here's my epic. It's not joinable, yeah, because we gotta reset right now. Did you die?
Stop trying to get high ground.
Yeah, I died.
Alright, I left. We're resetting right now. We're resetting, boys. Get ready. You guys gotta join through creative. No, I literally just have to tap it. I don't think so.
I'm just better than this kids, dude. Oh my god. Ugh. I'm just clapping, dude, honestly. Sad emoji. I don't like that song. Rap playlist. Yes.
I got the horses in the bag, horse stock is attached. And this man can't nobody can't tell. It's a movie, bull riding in boots. Cowboy hat from Gucci, Wrangler on my booty, DD on my butt. Baby, you can go and ask me. My life is a movie. Riding in boots, cowboy hat from Gucci, Wrangler on my booty. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing.
I don't like the song that much.
If you guys want to go add that, if you guys want to get more connected to the channel. Zone Wars? Dude, I said yes. What do you think we're doing, brother? Hello?
Let's do this one.
It kicks me. I've tried putting a code in and it kicks me. We gotta reset. So leave creative, boys. Oh my god, it kicked me. I hate that glitch. I know, dude. It's okay.
They just be spamming it. Why you take me? Take it. Like, how's they getting it for us?
switches. I was locked up on Christmas. Ain't get to see my niggas. Ain't get to hug my mama. Couldn't even give her no kisses. Can't even post on my Instagram. Could he pussy nigga be snitching? Everybody acting suspicious. Might probably say that I'm tripping.
Oh, they all changed their name.
In my jail cell, I tend to get in my feelings. And all I smoke is that loud. Don't pass me no midget. And I'ma smoke all of my pain away. Cause that's the only thing that gon' heal it. I don't understand you women who go around pretending as if they really fuck with me. So I love them all from a distance. Cause the same bitch say she down the ride. Be the main one who trickin'. Got Molly mixed with promethazine. Cause every time I wake up in the morning, I got murder on my mind. AK-47s, Mac 11s, Glocks and 9s, and all these pussy niggas hating, trying to knock me off my grind.
I'm gonna play custom lobbies. Shut up, music. Alright.
Trying to figure out what the strategy is. All right, we got a whole bunch of sweaty, semi-boner, sweatpant gamers going through puberty that don't understand the changes that are happening in their body and their voices and everything, right? Like they got hairs on like right there on their chin. They've never seen it before. They don't. It's panic mode for them, right? It's the back. It's in the back of their mind. Oh, and they don't talk to their parents about it because, well, I mean, they're not nice to them. Their parents don't respect them, and they don't respect their parents, right? It's a dysfunction family. D- grade, C+ minimum. Like, you know, it's just really, really bad. So what I'm saying is, pro scrims and pro level gaming in this game is fucking boring. Scrims and pro level gaming in this game is fucking boring. It's so terrible. I am losing my mind for 15 minutes to get to that point, just to have some fucking idiot with a rocket launcher do that. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's a stupid game. It is.
You're honestly right. Well, it wasn't like that in the first place. I mean, whenever they had like more prizes for getting a lot of kills, it wasn't like everybody 20, 50 million people in the last circle. But like now it is. Now that's about placement and all that. It was all about that crap. Man, it's honestly not even that good anymore. The servers are just so fucking bad. And the game's unoptimized and it looks like a gay orgy trying to look at freaking... Trying to play the game at a pro level is just... It's so RNG. The building aspect is most increased the, you know, the skill gap. So when you see somebody, just because somebody triple headshot doesn't mean you're dead. You can build the wall, but like, doesn't really make sense. when the entire game sucks.
Maybe you're putting the coding wrong. Fact, so it's literally all lowercase, no capitals, no space, or nothing. You gotta spell, dude.
Okay, these kids are terrible.
Dude, this is intended.
I mean, playing CSGO is a lot better than this.
Ain't nobody really giving no prize out here, dog. You feel me? Straight up. If someone's doing it, they clickbaiting you, dude. Maybe they could do a shout out. If they're all doing shout outs for every guy that wins, that literally means them shout outs don't count. hope you know that, yo. Someone's like, yo, shout out to him, you know what I'm saying? No one's gonna care, because if it was just automatic, everyone's like, oh, he wins anyways. No one just wins. Those don't count as real shout outs. Just like when you fight in this stream and you have like a certain thing, you don't get nothing off of it either. Like, you feel me? The only time people look you up if you're on a solo or like a squad. Maybe duo sometimes though. But that's only for like, you know, not in the scrim though, you know? Like custom, I mean. Nice. That was the weirdest.
These kids are weird. Have to wait for this game to end and then we'll queue up in it.
You did that weirder than anything, but you weird as heck on when you play, dude. I'm y'all pop this kid out of here. In the game, y'all do, bro.
Ain't near me nothing. Take my on a walk down road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. Okay, here you go.
Alright, what you finna do? You finna yell somebody? How about that? Alright. Yo, who did I kill? The warrior girl? Yeah, kill Coco. Coco shot. Damn, Coco? Where's your aim at? It just disappeared for 5 seconds. Boy, you're bad. You're trying too hard. You're nervous or something, like your aim tripping.
He plays on aim assist, mean his aim is tripping. I was make sure. Okay, yeah, the kid's terrible.
Crips gangbang.
Alright, buddy, chill. That reaction time, though. A heavy snap just went by his face and he didn't build for 5 seconds. Encoding on this is horrible. Edit window. See? This is literally, I can read every console player now at this point. They pickaxe the wall, gain the wall, and Lee just use it. Edit out. They literally just edit windows. That's all they do. Well, I mean the average. Laser.
That one season 2 pickaxe, that red one, and then that one girl yesterday was looking first. That was weird. You don't get your bot hands. Oh look, you got a Mako too. Oh look, you got a Mako too. Shoot, I got a Mako too. It's my son. No, I'm playing.
This stream looks terrifyingly bad.
You have a Mako, you automatically automatically my son. You heard? Automatically.
Bro, what are you doing? You just gave him that wall. Edit, please. Dude, edit fast. Please be a good player. Please, dude. Please, don't edit. Yeah, there you go. Re-edit it and bump him. Good stuff. That kid's one shot. Good job, bro. I literally read his mind. Oh my god. Go and do it for me. Oh my god.
Next week after, we might be beat shit out of here. You gotta see. I don't know, bro. Starts processing so long, taking a minute, man. I ain't tripping till I'm doing 3 injuries. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. I'm gonna lose it right now. Yo, man, your stream is very, yeah. Like, you know. Like the guy just didn't say it, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's an egg, yo. Yo, we even start a new match? Nah, this is like almost done. There's like 9 people left. This is a scrim, dude.
That's not a scream.
This guy over here, though, looking like a whole bot, though. Nah, but he looking pretty cool, though. I like how he's dressed like. The stream is very blurry. Facts, yo. Facts. Alright. Let's see what Nick got. So freaking blurry. Facts, yo. Code. Hey, yo. Hello, sir. Should I, sir? I'll let you go. You enjoy your show, hit that circle bar as well. Do daily item shop videos, man, for you guys.
Can we not do scrims? Do something fun like hide and seek or something?
The one that stream sniped you, but I didn't kill you.
Too many sweats.
Smash you real quick. Okay. Restart the stream. Alright. That doesn't help. Probably start the stream. I subscribe. Alright. Can we do scrims and do a funny like hide and seek or something?
What an amazing stream. I'm literally watching this so I could.
Make some good, cash off YouTube if you're affiliate market. Streaming, bro, you ain't gonna get paid until you hit like
1K.
I don't know, bro. You guys be doing really good, bro.
Why would he hit the oh my god.
Down freaking subscribers, bro, that donate to you all the time. Members and stuff, like all that, bro. Like, and you gotta have like a good amount of them doing it too. Like, you can't just have like a little bit. Like, nah, I don't look like that. Don't even matter. This dude donates 1,000. You feel me? Wishing Jay was good. Yo, thank you for subscribing. Like me, I do this because I like to. You feel me? Yeah, I get paid for it. You feel me? It's just a bonus. Like, I like to do this. I like being a YouTuber. I like making videos. I like doing what I do. I like improving, getting better and stuff. All that. How do you set up donations? Gotta have about 1,000 subscribers, bro. You feel me? And you have to actually have like 4,000 watch time. So you actually have to be like doing good, you know? You can get the donor link. That's to get monetized. Actually, my bad. And then you have to wait till you get the donor link. I think you get it off back then.
Why would he? Dude, just drop your SMG for the minis, dude. Cause as dumb as he looks.
I have 26 followers on Twitch. That's what's up, bro. Man's be bumming out here, man. Why y'all bum on me, bro? Like, I'm dude's promo and so on stream, nobody cares. Like, you feel me? Like, I'm telling you, bro. You gotta like literally go and do some actual stuff. Like, you really want some actual like subs, bro? I would like post your clips of like the most epicest clips you have on like Instagram. Alright? Go to like hashtags that people put, like all they stuff, grow your following and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You'll grow, like, straight up. You'll actually grow. But leeching off another guy is never gonna get you nowhere, man. That's why that's why you see steadily guys that always leeching and stuff, they never become anything big because they steadily leeching. You feel me? Like,
No. So I don't feel you, bro.
what's your epic name? I got you, bro. I'll teach y'all what y'all need to do because, like, you know, I know this stuff already, you feel me? Like, I know this stuff, and I help y'all at least. So
I'm gonna change my name real quick. Do this so y'all can't see it.
because if y'all haven't noticed, every time someone tells me they ain't got no money, I tell them to get your money up, you feel me? I want y'all to be successful. I'm not gonna just kick y'all down. I'm just gonna tell y'all, like, yo, this is how you do it. It's on you if you wanna do it, or you gonna keep doing what you doing and thinking it's gonna work. You feel me? Can we do duels? Freaking nah, bro. I need to do solos, man. Here know the vibes, man. Can you accept my friend request?
Alright, there you go.
Yo. Right now, look. Accept. Gotcha. Alright, everybody, bro. I need to get a shout out because I love to do YouTube stuff and I want to become a big one day. Donos give you shout outs. Not every streamer does it. I do it though, you know what I'm saying? So I just a little something for the support you show. Become a sponsor / member, whatever you want to call it. Raid somebody with a bunch of subs. Freaking have a lot of people come freaking to his stream or something like that. You have people pull up to my stream talking about, yo, homeboy, you know what I'm saying? You just gift me something in the item shop, you know what I'm saying? I also got something that you guys poke, like if you at me and show me like on a video that you use my supported creator code and bought something, I'll freaking retweet your stuff for a shout out, you know what I'm saying? Like, I do stuff like that.
Okay, that kid doesn't have a life outside of Fortnite. That's sad. That was an actual person. Watch. The tryhards in the chat, you at least look at them. He's fine. PS4 subscribers.
Well, I know you from somewhere. Alright.
You're playing Xbox controller on.
Can't win any of his 1v1s in duo, and I have to carry him.
Bro. Okay, yeah, this kid shakes. I'm good. Thought good player was here, but
We did that last time. Everybody wait. Can you accept my request? I will, yo. The code, I got you, bro. Hey, hey. Hey. GG's, man. GG's, man. I got you. The code's right there, buddy. Don't spam me the code. I'm telling you. The code. If someone gives me that, boy, if you don't get out my chat with that, bro, like. Hey, everyone wear the The boss skin? The llama one? Look at the chat. I've been looking at the chat. Fool, what do you think I'm reading? Fortnite? That's what's up. Appreciate you, bro. I saw it. I just didn't acknowledge it, you know? I don't really look at that chat like that. Appreciate you, bro. For the good vibe, bro. Duels only do solos, yo. I cannot do duels, bro, for a particular reason. The boys hope everything crashes. I'm sorry. What's the code? Big Black 27. Is this the wrong? I don't know what you talking about, buddy, but here, look, check it out. Do this red wrong. You gotta say that again one more time. Shit, gotta be steadily like cold. There y'all go, bro. How about press ready? Let's get it. If y'all didn't put the code in, put it in. I'll give you enough time, but just press ready.
Oh my god, what is that? Mine. Nope, no thank you. There you go. In his butt. Omega. Let's play custom matchmaking. Oh my god. But up on my shirt. Morning, I got Minecraft on my mind. I got murder on my mind. Why do you vex me? Oh my god, lol. This song is honestly overrated trash. Dude, wait, I got. Shut up. Hey, get out of here. They just scared one of them off. Idiot. Yo! Dude. Oh, dude, I feel so bad. Oh, God, it's funny, though. I'm sorry. That's really funny. Son ain't never letting up. Oh, God, I'll make you fucking think I'm stuck. Something they can feel. Oh my God, stop. Leave a fat pot in there. You kidding me? Yeah, but look at the launch pad with it. I'm probably not gonna check chat at all. Let me check chat. Nobody up there, right? Pick me, bitch. Nice forehead, later bot. Try to fucking sneak up on me, dude. Anyway. Get out your balls. Do you know you want the hoverboard, buddy? Go and take it. Come on, you know you want the hoverboard. Come on. Alright then. Bitch, are you shooting at me? What's your problem, bro? What's your problem? Get off my dick. You're Bill battling somebody, you idiot. Idiot, dude. You don't think I won't, dude? Dang, don't ruin this for me, please. First.
Cool till they get that one. It's my 5th day on PC. Hey, go crazy. Smack. Smack. It's fire, man. Yo, lit. I didn't even get the notification.
Yo, I'm on for an hour. Fix your stream. You need to do an OBS. Flip your keyboard horizontally so it's the right direction.
Don't lie to me, please. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I'm not gonna flip it horizontally. I'm too lazy.
When do we start the fight? Shoot.
I shat on these kids, dude.
Whenever you want.
Oh, by the way, Cosmic, I'm a high sense player now.
We do some wars. What do you mean, like zones? We ain't doing that until customers is gone. So. Like, yeah, I might have been the guy that made the other guys have their shit. You know what I'm saying? All the little guys trying to get bigger. It's gonna stay on there and say screw 'em. Once custom is gone, then I'll get back on there, yeah. Maybe. Depending. Might do some like cool stuff, to be honest, later on, play with subs and stuff. I'll have like challengers for it or something. We'll do some cool stuff or something, I don't know. Let's see what's up. What should we do? You could drop anywhere, do it then. Yo, do y'all want to do scrims or do y'all want to drop off back kills? Can we go tilted? Y'all want a tilted drop or y'all want a freaking scrim? Say tilted or scrim. I see scrim.
Okay, let me just transform.
Yeah, it's a bunch of scrims.
Flip horizontal.
Not even in the question, dude.
There you go, Cosmic.
Alright, that's enough. Everybody start spamming. You know what I'm saying? So I can throw a code in real quick. And then we get it going, you know?
Alright. Oh, Cosmic, I'll give you the code. That's the code. It's solos. Get in my game, bot.
freaking big old paragraph now, but I just put up DJ. Who did time me out? All I want is your love. Damn. Alright, let's get it. Can we run duels? I don't do duels, bro. It crashes my stuff. Yo, what's up, KNG, bro? Where you been, bro? You been tripping lately, bro. Don't lie to me either, please, bro. Just be loyal, man. Punishment? What you mean, boy? I've been seeing you on, boy. You tripping. I ain't taking you off my friend list, though. It's like, did you see me play? Oh, no, buddy. Cause my grades are so bad. Alright. You okay now? Alright. He crash if he does those facts. That's what I'm doing. He said, well, my epic was I let my friend have my account to get me solo ones. Okay.
I'm constantly moving my keyboard, so that's why I don't do keyboard cam, but whatever you want. I'm sorry, Ken. 900p is horrible. My landing spot, boy. Get out of here. Don't ever land over here. Oh, this whole map's mine, bro. If the person I just killed is in my chat, GG, bro. Should pay more attention so you don't get caught off like that. Why this kid early game pushing me? They fall for it all the time, bro. They fall for it every time. The soccer skins always fall for it. It's so simple. I go outside the box, go ahead, shoot the ramp. Boom, you shot the ramp. Let me just... I thought he had a sniper. That's why I wasn't peeking at Cowgirl. Oh shit, a scope they are, so I was gonna live no matter what. Oh, hell no. So they went from right here to there to there, circling around trying third party and then died. It's kind of sad. I was just better than that, dude. It was a good fight, though. A lot. A lot. A lot. A lot. This song sucks, but it's catchy. More melodic than it is anything else. Don't timerize the lyrics when J. Cole comes in. What the fuck? Just complete a challenge or something? Bang. Yeah, this kid left. Dang. This kid's actually kind of dumb. Close friends. Tell me you turned into my diamond chest. Oh, I'm forgetting this is not a quad crasher. Hey, we're chill. Third party inbound.
Third party, oh my god, third partier.
How many damage you got? A lot. Bang, 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 bang. Oh, would you look at that? Wait, what? You fucking kidding me, bro? I'm feeling the song right now, bro. What did I am getting stuck on? Can I? Fucking 200 IQ. Dude, go away. You're terrible. Dude, get off of me! You're terrible, bro. Terrible. Get off of me, bro. Terrible. Horrible. Such trash. God, dude. So lucky I didn't hit any shots on that trash can. Bang. You like build battling, buddy? I got all the time in the world to bop your trash off. This dude just like come on, you guys want to fight? You okay there? Shut up, mixing up the body with the lead cry. Ooh, sicko mode. You're an idiot if you're trying to shoot me out of the sky right now, dude. Move, you freaking idiot. You're in storm. I'm storm holding you now. You can't even hit your shots. These kids are 200 IQ. I tried to show them. Hey, buddy, chill. She said, "Where we going?" I said, "The moon." You make it to the room. She thought it was the ocean. It's just a pool. I'm gonna open. It's not a fool.
That just makes you like lame. Like after you win, you be like, "Oh, he's crazy," and then you hit that, and it's like, "Oh, yeah, man. Guess he's weird." Like it's like it's not like it's like a weird thing to do, you know? Point boost. Oh my god. This gun is lit. He gave himself 1,000.
Like an school wasted
Hey,
just
should
to
turn
the
my thing off so
dance.
I don't get points down the low. I wish it was like Twitch so I could just gamble all my points away. Like, you know what I'm saying? On Twitch, I could just gamble all my points. This one I can't. And he can't give me one. I can't. I don't know how to give points. I can't give any points. Well, if I did give points, it would give it to like everybody. Honestly. So I can't do that. See, it doesn't do it.
What a beautiful lady. What a beautiful lady.
And the shots that I took, wet like I'm booked, wet.